What's up, guys? In this video, we're going to break down the top 5 worst pieces of dating advice that guys will hear from the mainstream community and why it's essential to avoid all these mistakes. Alright, so first off on the list we have just be confident or just be genuine or any variation of that. So this is something that women have said time and time again on this podcast, right? Whenever I post, I'm like, okay, so what can a guy do to get better with girls? What can a guy do to get a girl like you? And quite often if the girl doesn't really have a lot of experience with this type of topic, she will say, well, just be confident or just be genuine, just be authentic, right? The problem is that it's like if someone asks you, hey, how do you be a successful entrepreneur? Just work hard. Like, yeah, no fucking shit, but what are you supposed to do with that advice? Like, it's like, oh, just be confident. Okay, let me turn on a switch and become confident. I never thought about it that way. I thought girls like non-confident guys. All stuff that everyone already knows. There's nothing you can do with that information, right? So what you need to do is give guys practical tips on how they can actually become confident. So for example, one of the ways is to go out there and talk to a lot of girls, right? And get positive reference experiences, right? So if you go out every single day and, sleep with a new girl for 30 days, by the 31st day, you're going to be very, very confident. In terms of the being authentic, right? Just practice, like when you're on a date and you're thinking about, telling some bullshit story, just practice being yourself. Practice not giving a shit, right? And again, this is another one of those things that will come from reference experiences, right? I can be very authentic on dates because I have a lot of reference experiences of girls liking me for my authentic personality, right? So that allows me to subconsciously be very authentic. So yeah, this is one of those pieces of advice that you will hear, but you really don't know what the fuck to do with. Number 2, if you like her, don't try to have sex with her right away. This is actually, so the first one just doesn't help you, but this one will actually hurt you. So if you like a girl, you should try to have sex with her. Now, of course, within reason. It's not like the minute that she shows up on the date, you try to fuck her, right? That will come off needy and pushy and thirsty, right? But what you want to do is, if you like a girl, you do want to have sex with her, ideally on the first night, if not on the second night, right? The reason for that is because sex is the ultimate form of investment for a girl. Right? So once a woman has sex with you, she's significantly invested. So if you want to date this girl, if you really like her, if you can get her to have sex with you as soon as possible, that will significantly increase your odds of seeing her again, right? As long as it's not done in a pushy way. Now, if you pressure her into sex and she gives in, yeah, no, she's probably not going to come back for round 2. But as long as it's in a pressure-free way, that really what you want to do is the opposite of that. If you like a girl, do try to have sex with her in the soonest amount of time frame possible without pressuring her or making her feel like she has to do it, right? So this is an advice that you need to basically flip on its head. Hey, if you guys are finding value in this video, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. Seriously, guys, just hit the subscribe button below. Number 3, just let things happen naturally and organically. So this is another thing you'll hear on my podcast all the time, just anytime you ask a woman, oh, just let things happen naturally. When I was interviewing Rochelle Ron, she was saying but why do you have to go out to a grocery store and try to pick up girls? Why can't you let things happen naturally and organically? The problem is that if you're a guy and you're not like a celebrity or a famous athlete, then naturally and organically things won't just happen for you, right? You have to actually make shit happen. Right? It's the same thing if you're trying to start a successful business. You can't just well, I'm just going to let my business happen naturally. No, I have to go out there, bust my ass, create a company, create a brand, really hustle to make it happen. It's the same thing with dating, right? Now, from a girl's perspective, it may feel like things just happen naturally and organically, but from the guy's perspective, he had to put in some work. So it's important not to just oh, well, I guess I shouldn't really try that hard. I should just let things happen naturally and just surrender control of the driver's seat. That's a pretty good recipe to wind up jerking off and not actually meeting any girls. Okay, number 4, we have be a nice guy, be respectful. So, you hear this all the time. Oh, what do you like in a guy? I like a guy who's nice. I like a guy who's respectful, right? And I'm not saying that you should be rude or you should be disrespectful. No, but being the nice guy, and there's a difference between being nice and being the nice guy. Being the guy that just does whatever the girl likes, just goes with everything, doesn't really have strong personal boundaries, doesn't ask for anything, he just gives, but doesn't ask, that's a recipe to get friend zoned. Yeah, that's a great way for the girl to, let you into her life, but it's going to be letting you into her life as a friend, not as a lover. So you don't want to be the guy that just gives and doesn't ask. There should be a nice balance. You give, you ask. You give, you ask, right? The girl should be giving you something in exchange, right? And you should have strong boundaries, right? You're not just trying to please her and be nice to her. General rule of thumb, if it's not something you would do for a good friend, it shouldn't be something you do for a random girl you're trying to bang, right? That's a good rule of thumb that a lot of guys need to start following. And number 5, we have don't show interest, just be cool. This is a mistake I made pretty much throughout my whole life, right? Like I was like, well, I don't want to come on strong. I'll just be cool, right? And, you know, I won't be like one of those thirsty guys. The problem is that, again, this is a good way to get friend zoned. If you don't show interest, the girl's like, oh, he's not showing interest. Maybe he just wants to be my friend, right? And then she friend zones you, and then you have to try work extra hard to get out of the friend zone. So instead of just trying to be cool, don't be afraid to show interest. It doesn't make you needy. It's not low value. It's not thirsty to show interest. As long as you show interest in the right way. You can be like, oh my God, you're so fucking hot. Please go home with me, right? That's a needy way of showing interest. Or you can be like, you're really cute. I want to meet you. Hi. I'd love to fucking take your ass home, right? Like, even though it's probably way too forward, it's a different way of showing interest. So as long as it's not coming in from a needy perspective, you want to show interest. Showing interest is a good thing. Now, of course, you don't want to just completely push. It should be showing interest and then you pull it back, right? But you do want to put your cards on the table. Otherwise, you will get friend zoned. All right. Hopefully, you guys found this video valuable. And probably the biggest piece of bad dating advice you might get is to be lazy and not hit the subscribe button. You can fix that right away by subscribing to the channel. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. And until next time.